Alright guys, so right now I'm pretty much just doing a little bit of cleanup on the edges and then as well as trying to pop out these eyes. One thing I did notice though as I was trying to do some cleanup here is that the first layer of resin is kind of peeling away from the second one. Not really much, but like when I was using the file and stuff I noticed it was kind of separating. So that's one thing I just learned is that when you're doing the resin castings, do the coats consecutively. Like, don't even wait for them to cure, because that's what I did is I waited for it to cure and then I did the second and third coat, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just done it while it was still in the process of curing. That way it sticks to itself a little bit better and it doesn't have this delaminating issue. But anyways, so for cutting out the eye holes and stuff, I'm pretty much just using a regular drill bit, and I'm just kind of drilling some holes around the edges right here, trying to make a kind of a line, because this stuff, it sands and it carves pretty easily. So I don't really have any saws small enough to get in here, and I don't want to use a Dremel because I don't want to. That's kind of a big clumsy tool to use for something I want to try and preserve some detail here. So I'm using this by hand. It carves, not carves, but it drills really easy. I mean, you can just use it with your fingers and it carves right into it. This stuff is pretty cool. This is a Smoothcast 65D and I actually really love it. But yeah, it also, when I'm also doing the edges here, I used a knife. Probably not the safest way to use a knife either, so I kind of just carved it away. And afterwards I went back in with some sandpaper. I think it was like some 100 grit or 200 grit, and then I just resanded the edges and it worked really well. It didn't have any frayed edges like how plastic normally gets, and this stuff's pretty cool. I like it. I like this Smoothcast, and it's got some leftover mold release residue on there. I'll have to wash this off later on in the sink with some soap and water before I add some primer and some paint and stuff. But yeah, so right now I'm just kind of cutting out some little tiny holes. I'm going to go back with some needle files and kind of just shape things up a little bit. But just so you kind of know what I'm doing. Yeah, as for my process anyways, so if you have any questions, this will help it clear up. Anyways, so yeah, right now I'm just cutting the ventilation holes, and stick around and watch if you want to, or watch something else, who cares? Okay, so now I'm going to be working on the eyes. I like using steel mesh. It works really well. You can see through it pretty well, and it paints relatively easy once you primer it. As you can see inside the mask, I had carved some cavities. I did that with the clay first before I molded it, and that's just so the mesh can sit inside of it. You don't have to do that. You can just glue the mesh right into the mask with hot glue, and it works just fine. But I want to try something new. Alright guys, so we're going to get this mask ready so we can start painting it. I already got the base primer. I'm going to put a primer on top of that. Wasn't really necessary, but I just wanted to put another coat just in case. So basically, I'm going to do this mask into two different kind of paint jobs. I'm going to keep this top part up here black because that is just the way I want it to be. I don't want to have like, you know, kind of a painted look to the mask. I just wanted to have a black with the eyes piercing through, kind of like it has in the cartoon. For the bottom part though, I'm going to do that silver. So the first thing I want to do though is actually white out these eyes. So basically what you're going to need is some painter's tape. This is just some standard blue 3M painter's tape. And you're going to need some junk mail. So first thing I want to do is I want to isolate those eyes. So for this one, I'm pretty much going to be using some Krylon Color Master white semi-gloss. I'm not using this for any particular reason other than this is the only white paint I had. I usually like using Rust-Oleum for some reason. It just seems to stick better. But anyways, yeah. So before you start painting, you want to make sure that all your paints, your tape stayed on there, because this blue stuff, it doesn't stick very well. And it kind of pops up after a while. Oh yeah, and you probably might want to, if you have a table, a nice table, you might want to cover it up. This is just my work table. I don't care. Oh, and my paint works. Alright, so now we're just going to do very, very light coats. We don't want to real thick because it tends to glob up inside of the mesh. So it's going to be real light. See, now I guess if you have an airbrush you can do this as well. But I have an airbrush, I just haven't played with it yet and I have no idea what I'm doing with it. So I'm trying to be real careful. Let's see, hopefully you can kind of see through here. You have pretty decent visibility and there's no spots in the mesh. Didn't turn out too bad. There's a couple little things on the inside, but I'll just go back over and with a light brush, and that way you can see a little bit better. So I don't know if it matters, but see, you can't really see my eyes, but I can see you guys perfectly. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna break this video up into 2 parts. It got kind of long on me. I'll put that other video up immediately after this one, so you guys don't have to wait for it. Sorry about the long wait. I've had a very busy month. We went to Phoenix Comic Con and it was really cool, except due to the increased security and like the weapons and prop ban, I didn't get to wear my shredder costume, which I just spent so much time working on. Like even just this mask, I spent so much time working on it. I mean, I'm really bugged by it, but I mean at the same time it's okay. I understand the need for security and all that stuff. I mean, it's fine. I'm just a little bitter still. But anyways, guys, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I got 97 of them, of you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm just doing this for fun, and it means a lot that you guys actually are interested in the weird stuff that I do. All right, guys. Anyways, thanks again for watching. That other video will be up right after this one, and give me a subscribe or give me a like. Appreciate it. Thank you.